It's hilarious.
Are other things getting back to normal here? Are you doing any other?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, exactly. And I'm not, and I think that, you know, anyone who can be classed as like a rehearsal or anything, it's a bit confusing. I think everyone's really confused this time, like what they're meant to be doing. You're in that. No, I just try to get it right.
I know, because it's like professional singers can sing together, but amateur singers can't.
Yeah, something like that. And so, but it's okay if it's a choir rehearsal or something. Yeah. I don't know.
It's a rehearsal for a professional thing or something.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
I don't know.
It's really hard. And like, there's been like events happening, like markets and festivals and stuff. But then you can't have a group of people over 30, but you can have like 200 if it's a...
It's all to do with the economy, isn't it? So it's all...
Like, can we have a children's birthday party? It's like, I don't know.
Not yet. Yeah. Not till the... Yeah, you're not allowed to till the 21st.
I know. So my son's in July, and I booked, you know, for the village hall. I was like, oh, you know, sort of anticipating doing a normal birthday party, but I just wait and see.
Yeah, it's so odd. I mean, but it is, that's trying to open... Look, this is ridiculous. This is going to be ridiculous. Doing this. I'm not... Quite fun trying, though.
Yeah, good new skills. Camera work.
I don't know what I'm doing. The people in... Hello, everyone online. I'm just having fun trying to work out what we're doing and how I'm going to do this. I don't know how to get it so you're not wonky, but... Maybe there's no way of making this better. Oh, well, that's going to have to do. Hope I'm not too tiny. Okay, so yeah, how have you been?
I felt a little bit, feel some of the muscles I haven't used for a while last week, but nothing sore.
Great. But you noticed them?
Yeah, it's just that, I've done some stretching that I've done for several months.
That's great. I know, it's like when I go running, I'm like, oh my goodness, this exists. I wonder if I'll get out the blocks and stuff. A few things. Straps. How's work going? Oh, you've got block and straps. Sorry, I missed that. And you were saying you were going up to London a bit.
Yes, so I'll start going again on the weekend. We've got some really lovely projects happening. Some really beautiful piece where over lockdown people sent in flowers, dried pressed flowers from their walks. Their daily walk, and then an artist actually based down here. He's made really this incredible light box with beautiful flowers. Take around the hospital and show people. So
lovely.
Some nice projects.
Because you get to art. It's the arts department, isn't it? Oh, lovely.
We get to do more stuff with it.
Yeah, lush.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Oh, that's so beautiful. It's a nice outcome. Not a nice,
How's it been for the young people? Have they been able to go in? Have they only been able to have one parent and all of that?
One parent, no siblings. And I think that's been really tough because there are patients who are in long term. It's what's hard for a parent.
Yeah, because then it's only there.
Yeah, and no, visitors or many school, this hospital school. I think it's like a lot of hours, I suppose, in the hospital. Normally there's loads of stuff going on and with art and music and stuff like that, but other things, like visitors and so I think that's been it's not great, is it?
Yeah.
To be so
no, especially if it's your kind of, I don't know, end of your life or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, and obviously some really distressing. But I think things are getting hopefully opening up again. So.
Yeah, it feels like it is.
Yeah.
So there's not a setback.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely. Okay. So we've been talking about all of those intricacies of life. So, and also your kind of work. So let's just rest with any things that come up around work and home life and busyness. And take a moment to notice how we're feeling in our bodies. So if there's any areas that you're feeling a little bit tense, any areas that feel like they might need a little bit of attention. And then gently soften into posture that you're sitting in, so whatever seated position you have chosen. Start to notice the way you're breathing. So deepening your inhale. And begin to lengthen your exhale. Every time you breathe in, there's a slight lengthening through the crown of the head. And every time you breathe out, a gentle softening. Notice the areas that naturally soften as you exhale, and the areas that need to be reminded. So it might be that your shoulders now begin to relax as you breathe out. But you can even invite your arms and your wrists to relax. It might be that your back of the neck, the back of your neck, begins to relax. You could invite your brow in between your eyebrows to soften, a gentle, subtle ease in between that area. Let's take another deep breath before we start with our on vibrations. Getting the whole torso fill up with air. And exhaling, softening the whole torso. Let's bring the hands to the heart this time for our 3 Oms. And breathe in. You can gently open the eyes. And let's begin we'll start with our neck again. So just have a moment looking over to the side, exhaling over and inhaling forward, but keep it at your own pace. So if you want to go really slow, then you can. Otherwise, follow me. So I'm going to take 3 neck movements. Lovely. That's good. Then bring yourself to center. And we'll take 3 neck rolls as well, so in your own time. Well, that feels good. Don't know what I've been doing with my neck, but I've been sign painting, but it's like suddenly like, oh, yeah. So really breathing into the area. I find it hard to talk while I'm doing this, so I probably won't talk very much. But inhaling up and exhaling down. And being careful of the back of your neck if you've got any issues with that area. And then moving in the other direction, if you're ready. Wonderful. This is nice, done nice with your eyes closed. It's lovely when you... We love you just feeling the sounds that are being made all around the neck. I don't know about you, but I get loads of crackles. I've probably done 4 now. Lose count. And then back to center. Lovely. Okay, let's lift up the shoulders. Great. Wonderful. Good. And then drawing the shoulders around, forward. That's good. Nice. And then backwards. That's good. And then release the shoulders. Oh, as a smoothie, burping. Release the shoulders down. And let's bring the arms out. So we'll have the palms down, palms forward, palms up, forward, down, back, down, forward, 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 up, and then lifting up, stretching up nice and high. Let's take a full breath cycle up here. So we're really breathing into the side body as we're opening up. That's good. Nice. Is that okay on your arms? Good. And then exhaling. I think I might have taken 2 breaths there. Clasp behind, inhale up, opening up. And then let's do 2 again because nice slow ones. And releasing down. Perfect, good. And over to the side, so placing one hand down, the other one over. Taking a couple of breaths here in the side stretch. And exhaling, bring yourself back up with your arms stretched up. Take a breath in, stretching up. And then exhale over to the other side. Lovely, that's nice. And then breath, exhale up, stretch up, and we'll fold forward. So inhale, lengthening, and then exhale, softening. Bring yourself as far forward as your body wants to go, so it'll be up to your hips. I'll tell you how far they are. I'm going to let you go today. And you can cup your hands if you want. That's kind of an interesting way of doing it. Do you feel like it kind of means you're like activating your arms? A more dynamic version. And then gently bring yourself up. And we'll place the hands behind, bring the knees up and rock from side to side. Great. And then cross the other way. So I always have my right naturally in front. So I'm going to put my left in front. So whatever that is for you. And then we'll exhale, lift up. And inhale, stretch up. And then exhale down. Oh, that feels odd. It's quite nice. So inhale, lengthen, and exhale, soften. And if you want to cup your hands again, you can. Nice. So you relax in this forward fold. And then begin to bring yourself back up. Perfect. And staying in your cross leg, how it is. Lengthen through the crown and then bring yourself over to the side. So coming into the twist. You can go either way, it's fine, but I'm going over to the right. My left hand on my right knee. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, moving into twist a little bit more. That's great. Good. So imagining there's this lovely, it's the energy in your body. So think of the energy, the prana going through your spine, right from the base of your spine, right up to the back of your neck and the top of your neck, your cervical spine, and through the crown of the head or up to the crown of the head. There's a lengthening here. So remember your wonderful deep breaths. And then exhale, bring yourself back. Take a breath in and then over to the other side. So we're taking a few breaths here, so the same amount of time. Nice deep breaths. Feeling the alignment running through your spine. And if you notice that you lean back, you can always put a block underneath the back hand. Or you can go up and cup your hand. That's great. That's beautiful alignment, Susie, so that's fine. And breath in, and then exhale back to center. Lovely. And opening up the legs. And we'll point and flex the feet to begin with. So we've got the legs nice and wide. We'll point and flex first. It's funny on the carpet. And then circle the feet one way. And then the other way. Nice. Lovely. And then we'll just do a little bit of a dance from side to side. So we'll exhale over to one side and then like a seesaw and then over to the other side. And make any adjustments to make this seated position comfortable. Exhaling over and inhaling up. One more time either side. Good. And then bring yourself up. And we'll come on into tabletop. And let us, we'll start in tabletop by just taking note of our spine. So as we were before talking about the energy coming from the base of the spine, right through the thoracic, also the lumbar first, your lumbar spine, the lower, larger vertebrae, and then to your thoracic spine and up through the cervical spine, your neck. And then resting at the crown of the head. The shoulders can be soft and away from the ears. And the knees are underneath your hips, hip width, and the hands under your shoulders. And let's start by bringing in our own movements. So you can gently move your spine in any way that you want to this morning. So there's no right or wrong way of doing this. Just gently moving from side to side or turning your hips around in circles or however it is, snaking the spine or whatever it is you like to do. You can take yawns. And then we'll start to naturally bring the flow into the cat flexions and extensions. That means you're inhaling up and then exhaling, lifting up your pelvic floor and belly as you look down at your knees. So move just in your own time into this cat-cow flow. Great. Good. It's a perfect opportunity for practicing your pelvic floor exercises, lifting up. And then bringing the spine back to stillness. And start to pad the hands so that they're coming out a little bit further. So it's as if you're ready to go into downward dog, but we're not going to go into downward dog yet. We're going to do a little inhale forward, a bit like a high, very high cobra with your hips off the mat, and exhale back. So you see, dogs doing this, so you can see why it's called upward dog and downward dog. So it's a bit like a puppy pose going down, stretching out. Inhale up and exhale back. And then when we're back, like we're in child, but we're not quite in child, turn the toes around and then lift up the knees. And let's have a strengthening moment. So we're going to lift up the pelvic floor and the belly and really engage your abs and hover here. See how that is? Look after your lower back if it's hurting your lower back at all. And then exhale the chest towards the knees. Inhale, lift up, stretching up. And then one heel at a time, exhaling down towards the mat. So we can walk out your dog, and maybe let's even walk out the feet to the edges of the mat. So we're having a little bit of a wide downward dog, and see if that feels any different. And then walk back to hip width apart. Or even closer. Some people practice downward dog with their feet together. I think that's quite interesting. And have a little walk out to the edges if you're still okay on your arms. You can play around with the distance between your feet. Like walking out to the side. And what's that like? Stretching back. But take breaks if you need to. And then we'll be coming down anyway, so we'll lower down the knees. Inhale up, and then exhale back into child. And then rest out the hands. So you're just dancing your hands out because they've been quite a long time on your wrists. Quite strong on the wrists. And then let's bring the knees to the side of the mat and have a little moment in the extended child with the hands out, the arms out, and the knees wide. And gently begin to walk your hands over to the side with a side stretch. You're coming into a lovely side stretch and breathe into the side of your body. It's lovely. And then back to centre. Over to the other side. Deep breaths. Wonderful. And pad your hands back to centre. Lovely. And we'll lift up a little bit and bring the knees so that they're parallel and they're in line with your hips. We'll come into a thread version of thread the needle. So lifting the right arm up and threading it through and placing your hand down by your head and your fingers, if they go towards your face and your arms at a right angle, you can get a really nice stretch in there by putting pressure. Does that work? It just puts you put a little bit of pressure and it kind of stretches you back a little bit more, eases you a little bit more into the twist. And if you wish, you can lift the arm up if it feels nice to do that. And then tuck it behind. Great. And placing the hand down by the head again. And then lifting up. And reaching up the other side. So you're reaching up your left hand. That's right, and threading through. Perfect. And then bringing the hands by the face. Fingers pointing towards your face. Wonderful. Is that comfortable enough? Yeah. Good. And then lifting up your arm if you want to. Or if it feels like okay to do that, and then you can tuck in your hand either in your thigh or just resting on your sacrum. Lifting up your arm and then back towards your head, and then gently bring yourself up onto all fours. That's great. And we'll come into let's do, I think we might have done this last time, We'll do alternate arm and leg lifts. Actually, she's recorded quite a lot of yoga videos, so I get confused what I've done the night. I'm like, I don't know what we did last week. Did we do alternate? Yeah, great. Okay, so let's tuck in the tummy, and we'll exhale up the right arm and the left leg, and keeping them nice and parallel. That's great. That's good. So yeah, making sure that your abdominal muscles are fully engaged. That's good. You've got lovely alignment. That's great. Really nice. And then exhale down. So obviously you're doing a few breaths up there. And then exhale the other side up. So you're keeping your breath lovely and steady, and your neck is loose. So you're obviously it's engaged, your neck's engaged, but you're keeping it so that you're looking down at the mat rather than it's not tightening into the lordosis. You're not pushing back on your cervical vertebrae. Take a breath in and then exhale down. Lovely. That's good. And while we're here, I think we're going to come into the tiger. We'll start with just the initial tiger exercise. We won't bring in the side extension this time, but we're going to exhale the knee, nose to knee. Oh no, first, sorry, I haven't given you proper instructions. So you bring your knees together. So it's like you're on a tripod. And then the hands are below your shoulders. And then you're going to exhale your nose to knee. And then inhale, lifting up, and your it's nice and strong on your glute muscles. Inhale and exhale under. So it actually curves up. So yeah, so you're bending your leg, you're bending your knee. You're lifting it kind of as high as you can. So we're going through. I'm not good at counting, so we're just going to do a rough amount of time on each side. Especially if I'm doing it as well. It's better if I'm not doing it. Inhale. Exhale under. There's a nice strong strengthening of your abdominal muscles as you go underneath. You're really lifting up your abs, but obviously it's strong on your bum and thigh muscles as you lift up and then lower down. And then the other side. That feel okay?
Yeah.
Quite strong. So exhale under. Inhale up. Yeah. This is a bit of cardio. It's the kind of stuff I need to do. I'm a bit of a stretching addict. I love the standing postures, but I'm not so good at cardio, like doing things where you're moving. So I don't associate that with yoga, really. Lovely deep breaths. And then exhale under. One more time. Inhale up. And then exhale down. Okay, so let's come back onto our heels and just dance around the hands a little bit. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll come on to all fours again, doing a bit of a tabletop practice. And then bring the right leg out and have a little rock on the right leg. So stretching out back of the leg. And then bring that leg forward, and we're going to come into our hamstring hip stretch, which, as most people know, this is one of my favorites. I seem to always do it. So inhale forward and exhale back. It's just such a, I feel it's such a controlled way of stretching out your hamstrings. You can really just ease into it as much as you want. And your hip, can you feel that in your hamstrings? Or last time, did we put blocks? Did we do this last time? I think. Did we do blocks here? Because I can't remember. Because actually, it just helps you because you've got much longer legs than me, and so.
So going back, and meant to be all along.
Yeah. So ideally, you're straight, but you might not be. It just depends on your hamstrings and everything. So that's why the blocks can help because it means you're up.
Yeah.
But you just go as straight as you can. And it's a lot to do with, everything, like how long we sit down, I was just doing yoga video for the psoas muscle, and that is an area that the iliopsoas that can holds our lumbar spine, comes from the lumbar, or the psoas does, and then it wraps around our femur, and that from sitting down as much as we do now in chairs, which people would have never have done. They wouldn't have been in chairs before, like, long time ago. We get really tight. Yeah. And that will affect even this stretch here, affects everything, basically. Okay, then bring ourselves forward, placing the left hand down and the right hand up. I'm having a little twist. Lovely. That's great. Lifting, yeah, that's beautiful. And then let us bring our hands back down, but we're going to come up into the lunge. So we're going to get ourselves off all fours. About time. And your knee is over your ankle and nice strong back leg. Lovely. So we could have our hands on our hips just to get alignment. So we're kind of facing forward. And then bring the hands to the heart, tucking in the tummy, because it's easy to kind of get a sway back depending on your back. Tuck in the tummy, lift up pelvic floor, and then bring the arms up above the head. So in Prana Mudra, lovely. Good. Nice strong back leg. Soften your shoulders and your face. Lift up toes and relax them down, the front toes. It's raining again, yay! It was such a drought for like two to 3 months, and I was like, brilliant rain. And then hands overhead, back to the heart. Great. And then we'll clip down the back foot and heel toe your front leg so that your heel to arch alignment. So this is the warrior 2. Wonderful. That's good. And then bend the knee, so you've still got your knee over ankle. Fantastic. And then open up. So inhale, open, softening your shoulders in warrior 2. So keeping your arms parallel with the mat. You have got really lovely alignment. Great. I'm actually not meant to be adjusting at the moment anyway.
I find it helpful.
It is helpful, isn't it? So that's great. Does that feel okay? Mm-hmm. Not like it's tilting forward. That's the thing, is if you come to a yoga class, it's like you want adjustments. I know. Exactly. So, okay, then we'll put the right arm up. Oh, sorry. Language. We'll turn around the right palm, and come back into peaceful warrior. I love this one because you have it's a bit of weight taken off your front leg if you're doing a lot on your front leg, but also you get a lovely side stretch and it looks pretty. And then start to come forward into Parshvakonasana. So you're resting very gently, resting here. And then nice straight angle through. That's great. Yeah, perfect. Lovely. Nice and strong front leg. So making sure the weight is not really on your forearm, it's just a little bit. You could hold yourself there without it. And then gently bring yourself back up. And let's do the whole hog, and we'll go into humble warrior, where we clasp behind, opening up the chest, and then we'll bring ourselves forward so that the chest is in front of the the knee. I'm turning into my mother. She clicks when she can't think of the words. I just did it. Oh God, I was on you and it's going to start. And gently bring yourself back up, but place your hands at sacrum first and then bring yourself up. Lovely. Okay, that's great. And if we can bear much more on this right leg, let's open up, and we've got kind of heel to heel alignment so that we're looking forward. We can have hands on the hips again, like we were in the lunge. Bring hands to the heart, and we're coming up into warrior one. So bend the knee, and the knee is over the ankle, and then lift up. Perfect. So I've got my arms parallel and in line with my shoulders, but you can have it so you've got your hands together, but it's nice to have softening the shoulders doing it this way. That's lovely. Lifting up your Mula Bandha pelvic floor. That's great. And then we'll have a moment of bringing ourselves forward. We won't go into Ardha Chandrasana, which is half moon. We'll just have a moment in tripod. So place your hands down, you cup them, that's quite nice, and then lift up the back leg, tucking in your tummy. That's great. Yeah, using blocks is fantastic here. And then slowly and carefully bring your feet so that they're parallel with each other again, hip width apart. And you're folding forward in Uttanasana. You may or may not have your knees bent, but make sure the back of the knees are soft. And then inhale up, flat back. So you've got a nice open chest, soft shoulders, and your hands are on your shins or your knees area, that area. And then exhale, fold forward, lifting up through the arches of your feet. So if you notice you're collapsing in the arches, lift them up. And you can always lift your big toe up, that can help. Placing the other toes down. Inhale, flat back. So we're going to have a little bit of a flow just in this Uttanasana posture. And then exhale down, stretching out the backs of the legs. Inhale up, tucking in tummy as you lift up. It's great for strengthening your core, all of these exercises. And it's so important for your lower back. Inhale up one more time, one last time. And then exhale down, bend the knees. And then we're going to bring the left leg back. So hopefully those of you online are doing the full practice because we're doing one leg at a time. So we're going to come into pigeon. So you're going to bend your right knee underneath you and straighten your back leg. And so lift up the back leg on your toes. So you're up on your toes and then you're lifting up the knee and then you can stretch back, place the leg back as far as it can go. Stretch it back as far as it can go and then gently place it down. So it's giving you a little bit of more room in your hip. And we can also place blankets underneath your right hip because we're on the right leg at the moment. So you can roll up a blanket or put a block or a cushion under your right hip as well. And you can also use blocks, as Susie's doing. I wish you could see Susie, she's doing it.
I noticed the difference in this one, having not done it for a while.
Yes.
It must be the hips are tighter.
Yeah.
It used to be much lower.
It's amazing. And that's because you're sitting online a lot. Are you sitting?
Yes, at the moment, yeah. It's a lot of sitting there.
In your normal job, in jobs before, would you be doing more walking around?
Yeah, because we're walking around the hospital site, so yeah. Quite a lot of the desk, but definitely more going and toing and froing.
Yeah, it's amazing on your body, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've stopped working in town, so I'm not cycling to town and back. And I was only using electric bike, but it made that difference. And I've noticed I've even put weight on. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting less steps because I'm doing it with everything here.
When I lived in London, I used to walk and cycle a lot. I cycled to and would walk everywhere because you don't drive.
Yeah.
But I find here you drive so much.
You
more.
drive way more in the country.
Actually,
You do.
that much less fit.
Definitely. So open up the chest. So we're still up, actually. You might have gone down already while we're chatting. But exhale down. Yeah, totally. That's what quite a few people from London have said that before, that they actually felt more kind of ecological or healthy walking wise.
I would have driven to work in London, you cycle, but the most take bus.
Yeah, exactly. And exhale down. Really rest here. So remember, you can stack your fists so that you're resting your forehead on your fists, or you can use block or anything like that. Or you can rest just fully down if you can. And stretching out this leg. It's been doing quite a bit of work now this morning. And gently ease yourself up. And we're going to do the whole hog, where we actually bring the left leg, the back leg round, and we're going to come into Gomukhasana, the cow face posture. And so you're actually bringing the left leg over the right, and it might be that you've got your knees over each other and you have your cow ears here, but it might be that's perfect. Great. So it might be that they're not over each other. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Just go as far as you can. So it's a hip closing posture. And if you need to have a straight leg, that's fine as well. So we will bring, actually, luckily, we've got our straps here. So hopefully if you need straps in Gomukhasana, then grab a strap or a belt or something like that. Otherwise, just free flow it. And then we'll bring up the left arm and place it between the shoulder blades. We did this last week, didn't we? We did. We're doing it. It's good to repeat.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring the right one around. And did you have a shoulder injury as well?
I broke my elbow a few years ago.
Oh, yeah. So I know Kathy did.
Kathy did, yeah.
And with you, are you able to use this? Yeah. Yeah. So you can use your strap if you need to reach your hands. Otherwise, you're clasping your hands together. And we haven't done the preliminary. So if you want to do the preliminary exercise for this, where you actually just place your hand on your elbow, please do that. And then gently exhale forward. So having a bit of a forward stretch, making sure you're not compromising the alignment of your head at all. So you're not really you're not pressurizing your head down at all. Lovely. And then start to bring yourself back up. And then release down. Good. Oh, nice. Okay. Let's widen the legs again. And we'll have a bit of a forward fold with a wide leg stance. So inhale, lengthening, and exhale, gently softening. Flexing the feet as much as you can. Good. And then we'll begin to walk the hands back up and bring the feet together. Have a wide, kind of like a diamond here in your Baddha Konasana. So inhale, lengthening, and then exhale, gently softening, folding forward. Really stretch out your hips and lower back. So deep breaths. Taking a moment. This is a bit like a break in between courses. So have a well-earned rest from your strengthening postures and your strong stretches. And then slowly start to bring yourself up. And turning yourself round will come onto all fours. Bring the hands forward, so it's like so ready for downward dog. So you're not in, so you were in cat, but now you're bring your hands forward, turning the toes around. That's great. And then we'll come back into downward dog and walk out the heels. One leg will probably be feeling quite a bit different from the other right now. Exhale, stretching. Just really subtly, gently stretching back. Stretching your mid upper back towards your feet. And lowering your knees down. Placing the hands underneath your shoulders. And rock back on your left leg. You're back on the foot and stretching out the left leg. And place the left foot so that it's the outside of your hands. Inhale and then exhale back. So last time we had a bit of a chat while we're doing this, so it was quite long. So we'll take quite a few. So inhale forward and exhale back. Give this one a nice chance. Remember, you can lift yourself up on blocks. If you need blocks, it's a wonderful way of stretching out the hamstring a little bit more. Lovely. That's great. Okay. So on the next inhale, bring yourself forward and place your right hand down, lift up your left, coming into this twist. You're turning, facing your bent knee. And place your left hand down. And then we'll turn the toes round, lift up the knee and coming into the lunge, the high lunge, hands on hips so you can really ground here. Remember, you've got knee over ankles, straight, strong back leg, lift up, Mula Bandha, pelvic floor, then hands to the heart, lovely, then opening up Prana Mudra, soft shoulders, soft face muscles, deep breaths. Wonderful. That's great. So one more breath in and exhale, bring the hands down to the heart and then back down to the hips and clip down the back heel. And we'll heel toe the left foot, the front one, forward, and we're coming into the warrior 2. See, I'll turn around this way this time. I'll just be adjusting myself. So coming into warrior 2, lovely. Nice and strong. So remember, you're lifting up Mula Bandha. So nice, keeping yourself nice and contained. Soft shoulders, arms parallel with the mat. Looking straight ahead, some deep breaths. Wonderful. And then turning your hand around, so the palm's facing up. That's your left hand. And then back into peaceful warrior. Wonderful, good. Deep breaths. If you notice your toes as clinging onto the mat, and soften your toes. And then bring yourself back into warrior two for a moment, and then come down into Parshvakonasana, side angle posture, resting very lightly on your forearm. Wonderful, good. Deep breaths. And bring yourself back up, and we'll have that little humble warrior, which I love this one because you get to stretch out your shoulders, opening up chest, and bring yourself down. So you're coming inside your hip here. And your clasped hands will probably open up, and you're going as far, your hands will be going as far over the head as they can and want to go. So it'll be wherever it is. Bring the hands back down to the sacrum, and then lifting up. Fantastic. And then we had oh goodness, we did so much. Okay, we did warrior one, didn't we? So we're adjusting, so we're heel to heel alignment roughly. Then we're bending the left knee over the left ankle. And then lifting up the arms so that they're parallel with your shoulders. So the arms are parallel, they're in line with your shoulders. Soften your shoulders. I'm going to go back this way so I can see Susie. Tucking in your tummy. So you're keeping yourself in alignment. Your hips, heart, head. And then we'll move down, bring ourselves down. Find your tripod. So that means you've got your foot is one leg, and then your hands, you can cup your hands or use blocks, and we'll come into this this preliminary posture for either Ardha and Chandrasana, half moon, or warrior three, but we'll just be here for a moment. Keeping your leg as much as possible parallel with the mat. Lovely, that's great. Okay. And then bring your leg down and walk to the front of the mat so that your feet are hip width apart. Have a little look at your feet. Lift through the arches. So if you need to place your four smaller feet, toes down, and then lift up your big toe to create an arch, that's always a nice little trick. Or you can place down a big toe as well. And exhale, fold forward. And now we did quite a bit of a flow, Uttanasana flow. This time, let's do Hasta Padangustasana, where you bring your peace fingers around your big toes. And if you need to bend your knees, that's totally fine. And then we'll inhale, flat back, and then we'll exhale, fold forward. So remember, nice soft knees. So it might be that you can straighten your legs, but keeping the backs of the knees soft anyway. And if you are folding quite far forward, your elbows will bend and go out to the side. And your head is relaxed. And your eye gaze is pretty much at your big toes. And then inhale, flat back. And then let's put hands to the hips, bend the knees, and bring ourselves up for a moment. Because actually, now I want to do Padahastasana, which is feet on hand posture. We haven't done that for me. Did we do that with you? So lift up. I love this one because it sometimes gets more monkey pose because you kind of folding forward, or gorilla pose, some people call it, and place your hands underneath. So you've got the backs of the hands on the mat, and the feet are on the palms of your hands.
So it's an extra stretch. So hopefully this is comfortable for you. So bend your knees if you need to, definitely, because it's a stronger stretch because you're lifting up the front of your feet. Deep breath. Is that feeling comfortable?
I wouldn't say comfortable, but
Okay, but it's not hurting your lower back? Yeah, as long as it doesn't hurt your lower back, that's really important. Or overstretch a muscle. That's the other thing. So we don't want to like pull a hamstring insertion or anything like that. You know, just got to be really, really careful. So let's loosen that one off. And actually, we're going to step back to pigeon, aren't we? So let's bring let's bring the right leg back, lower the knee down, and then bring the left leg underneath you into pigeon. This is very much a one-sided practice, so they're great, but you just got to make sure you do the whole one. So we'll inhale, open up the chest, and you can be up here for as long as you want to. So opening up and really resting in this upward pigeon. Imagining you're a bird with a beautiful, big, fluffy breast. And then gently folding forward. So resting here, either with your fists stacked on top of each other and your forehead can rest on your hips. Your fist. Or you can use blocks or just come forward onto the mat. Making sure whatever you do, your neck is as soft as possible, so you're not putting pressure on your neck. Really rest here. Gently. Breathe into your hip. And of course, I forgot to mention for those of you online that you could be placing a blanket or a cushion underneath your left hip. Because ideally your hips are in line with the mat. And then on your next exhale, bring yourself up and have a nice big inhale, opening up your chest. And take the back leg, your right leg, from behind, and we're going to come into the Gomukhasana legs. So you might be stacking your knees or not, and that's great either way. So this time I'll show you the preliminary one first. So bring up your right arm. So you've got right leg on top and right arm on top. And then you could take hold of your elbow if you want to. Otherwise, you're bringing around and clasping or using your strap. So the strap can connect your hands together. Open up. And the lovely thing about having your hand underneath, if you can clasp or with the strap, is that it can encourage your thoracic spine in between your shoulder blades to open up, so you might not be hunching forward. You're saying you can open up. If it feels too much on the arms to do that, you might need to create a bit more space with the strap. And then exhale, fold forward. Strong shoulder stretch, this one. As much as possible, you're keeping your neck loose. And if it's too much to fold forward, but you want to clasp, but the folding forward stops it being comfortable, then you don't have to fold forward as well. So then bring yourself back up and relaxing down. Oh, that's a strong one. Okay. And then let's bring the the left leg into your groin and the right leg stretched out. We'll have a moment in a side stretch to loosen our shoulders a little bit. So exhaling down, taking wherever it is on your your foot or your ankle or wherever it is, your shin, and then exhale over to the side. That's great. Bring yourself back up and changing sides. Exhale over to the other side and do side stretch. Wonderful, good. Really breathe into it. I don't know about you, but I have one side that's much tighter than the other, so it's really nice to, especially on your tight side, if that's the case for you, then take some deep breaths to stretch it out. Bring us up. Lovely. Good. Okay, so I think we better come down to the mat. So let's move ourselves gently down onto the mat. So you can always make yourself comfortable if you wish, like with a blanket underneath your head or whatever you want to do. And let's just rest here in Shavasana for one moment and see how we feel. Because actually it's quite strong. We've done quite strong standing postures and then we've done strong stretches. So just have a moment to rest the body a little bit. And one more breath here, resting in Shavasana. And then bring the knees into the chest. Exhale them in and rock the knees from side to side or hips from side to side. So you bring them into your chest and then rock. Lovely. So if that's comfortable for you, you were saying that you were actually not so good for your...
Well, my spine sticks in a bit, so I can't, my spine sticks out, so
Yeah.
it sticks into the mat.
That's why happy baby's a bit funny as well.
I can't get my back down.
Yeah. Yeah, and if it's too, another one that might be quite good, so there's not putting so much pressure, is placing your hands on your knees and then circling your knees so that it's not quite as much, it's not bringing it in as far. We'll see. Exhale the knees together, inhale away. That's good. So this one, I didn't explain it properly, is circles, so the knees are individually circling, so they're coming towards each other and away from each other. And then bringing the knees together, then we'll circle the knees together, and so where the back is doing, the sacrum is doing a circle on the mat and the hips. Wonderful, and then the other direction. Okay, then placing your feet down, and we'll bring the arms wide at the side. And let's start with over that kind of wide twist. So it's a bit of a hip thigh stretch. So you're bringing the feet to the edge of the mat and then rocking the knees from side to side. Deep breath and a nice relaxed breath, and yawns are good. So just keeping your breath nice and relaxed now. Wonderful. It's great. And then the knees up again. And then bring the knees into so that they're hip width apart. And so now we're going to lift up the hips and put them over 2 inches over to the side, roughly. So you're lifting up and over to, in my case, it's the right side. So maybe And then your knees will fall over to the opposite direction. So I'm going over to the left, but you can also draw the knees into the chest and then over, which is a stronger stretch. And place the left hand on the right knee if you're going the same direction as me. The opposite hand on the opposite knee. And then looking over the other side, the outstretched arm. That's the right arm for me. So properly rest here now in this twist. And then start to move yourself back up on the next exhale. Bring your hips back to center and then over to the other side, a couple of inches. And either move the knees over to the opposite side or lift up and move them over. Lovely. And then hand on opposite knee and a stretched out arm. You can look over that arm. So really rest here now in this wonderful twist, supine twist. Keeping your breath soft, your muscles relaxed. And on the next exhale, bring yourself back up. Lift up your hips so that you're coming back into alignment. And then straighten the legs. And we'll have a full body stretch. So your hands are really reaching up behind you and your toes are reaching below you. And we'll straighten the right side and soften the left side. And then relax. And then straighten the left side and soften the right side. And relax. And one more time each side. So really reach out your right side. And relax. Then reach out your left side. And relax. Wonderful. And bring your knees back up. And have one more rock around. And come into happy baby if you like happy baby. Otherwise, find another version if it's not good for you. So you're holding your hands on your feet. And you can always take hold of your big toes and open up, stretch open the legs. So you're really stretching the backs of the legs here. Deep breaths, good. And then bring yourself down into Shavasana. But first, if you want to, you can have a moment in Supta Baddha Konasana, where you've got your feet together and your knees apart. So take a moment there if you're feeling like you want an extra hip opener. Otherwise, just coming straight down into Shavasana. And resting here, making yourself really comfortable, either in Baddha Konasana or Shavasana. I can come round. Would you like an eye mask? So remembering your blankets and eye pillows and socks and cushion under your head, whatever you need to feel comfortable completely. Making yourself as warm and snuggly as possible. And taking this time to completely and fully relax. So it's total relaxation. Complete, full relaxation of the body, feeling yourself heavy on the mat. So you're fully supported and held, and feeling all the muscles in your body soften right from your head down to your toes. Your feet completely relaxed. Going to your right foot. Your right big toe. Second toe. Third toe. Fourth toe. And fifth toe. Completely relaxed. The sole of your right foot. The arch of your right foot. The top of your right foot. And the heel of your right foot. Relaxed. Your right ankle, shin and calf. Your right knee, the front of the knee, the back of the knee. Your right thigh, front of the thigh, the back of the thigh. Whole of your right foot. The left foot. Your left big toe. Second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. Completely relaxed. The sole of your left foot. The arch of your left foot. The top of your foot. The heel of your left foot. Your left ankle. Your calf. Your shin. The left knee. Front of the knee. Back of the knee. Your left thigh. Front of the thigh. Back of the thigh. The whole of your left leg. Your hips. The right side of your hips. The left side of your hips. your spine, your lower spine, your belly and your lower back, middle of your spine, your rib cage, your chest and your shoulder blades, your shoulders, the front of your torso, the back of your torso, relaxed. Your right hand, your thumb, second finger, middle finger, fourth finger and little finger, relaxed. Your right hand, the back of the hand, the palm of the hand, your right wrist, your forearm, elbow, your upper arm, the whole of the right arm, your left hand, your thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger. All your fingers and thumb relaxed. Your left hand, back of your hand, palm of your hand, your left wrist, your forearm, elbow, upper arm, the whole of your left arm. Your neck, back of the neck, front of the neck, throat, your head, your jaw, lips, space between your jaw or your chin and your lower lip, your nose, all the way down your nose, space between your nose and your upper lip, the right cheek, the left cheek, the space between your cheeks and your ears, the right ear, the left ear, your right eye, your left eye, your right brow, your left brow, your forehead, place between your eyebrows, whole of your face, the back of the head, the whole of your head, your whole body is relaxed. Whole of the front of your body and the whole of the back of the body. The whole body is relaxed. Feeling heavy and held. Peace is this moment without judgment. Do you think peace requires an end to war, or tigers eating only vegetables? Does peace require an absence from your boss, your spouse, yourself? Do you think peace will come some other place than here, some other time than now, in some other heart than yours? Peace is this moment without judgment. That is all. This moment in the heart space where everything that is welcome. Peace is this moment without thinking that it should be some other way, that you should feel some other thing, that your life should unfold according to your plans. Peace is this moment without judgment, this moment in the heart space where everything that is welcome. Start to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness to how your body is lying on the mat. Notice the points of contact that you have with the mat. Begin to bring some movement into your body, maybe your fingers or toes. And if you wish to, you can draw the knees into the chest or have a full body stretch, or both. Then when you're ready, you can make your way over to your side. And rest for a moment in this fetal position. And start to move up into a seated posture. Your eyes closed. And take a few breaths, feeling yourself lengthen as you inhale and soften as you exhale. Let's close our practice with the Om vibration, chanted 3 times, finishing with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Breathing in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bring the hands above the head in Prana Mudra, taking 3 deep life-affirming breaths. And overhead in Namaste, down through the centers, at the crown, third eye, the throat, and the heart. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for joining me. Lovely to have you.
Thank you.
And thank you, those of you online. Lovely.
That's great.
Oh, thank you so much. That's great.
All the weather already.
Pardon?
So we've been through all the
I
weather
know.
already.
4 seasons in one day. Yeah.
So you're continuing quite a lot of your online.
I'm just doing this Monday, the Monday one. But I'm doing 3. I'm uploading 3 videos a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're happy to continue doing Monday.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I actually just, while I was doing this, I was thinking, I'm going to see if you can buy a webcam, which is probably very expensive, that you can manually adjust, and just so that it's, I don't want this set up with the tripod.
Yeah.
So just have it so that you could, so actually you can zoom in where
Yeah.
I can't with that one. You can do it not live streaming, but not, you can do it, but not live streaming on YouTube.
The right kit.
Yeah, I just need the right kit,
You
exactly.
do Mum and Baby stuff.
Yeah, Mum and Baby's next, and I'm doing pregnancy yoga.
Here.
Yeah, live, yeah. And pregnancy yoga's, I think, moving from Tuesday to Monday, but I'm just working it out. And I don't think I'm going to do my evening class, my Wednesday evening class. It's just, just got too much other stuff on.
Yeah.
I got 1,000 subscribers over the weekend, so that's my YouTube subscribers. So it's towards monetization. So
Yeah, that's great.
I know.
That's great. Wow,
It's fun.
Finding
Yeah.
different ways to do it.
I know. So see you again.
I won't see you next week.
No.
We'll be following.
Great. Yes.
Right.
See you. Thank you. Oh yeah, just if anyone's still there, then hang on, I've got this situation. Oh, I don't know how to do this now. If anyone's there, then I'm actually not going to be doing a class next week because it's Bank Holiday Monday in the UK. And I'm going to have to get a webcam that zooms in because it's too far away. So yeah, just to let you know that I've got to research it, but I think Logitech does one. It does a really expensive one for like 250 quid or something. But I think you can zoom it in manually. Okay, well, lots of love, and I'm sorry I'm so far away, and but hopefully I'll sort it out. And so I won't be streaming next Monday, but I'm going to be from then on because there won't be any bank holidays. So lovely to see you, and thank you for joining me. And nice to see Steph for a bit. Yogi online, just popped in for a little bit to do some stretching. So see you guys soon.